see how it turns out. It's 25, January 9. I was born on September 9 in 1980. Um, Kind of serendipity for me that this is when I'm starting with my New Year's resolution. And for this year, my resolution was to upload videos once a week, at least. And as I was preparing, as usual, thinking I will be recording something tomorrow, I will be doing editing, my husband will be doing post-production, helping me with filters. It didn't happen. And when it didn't happen, and I've done other things, I thought, okay, how can I still meet my goal of uploading one video every Thursday, once a week, and an option of doing it live, of just coming here, talking to you for 10, 15 minutes, and seeing where it takes us. This idea found itself into action. My name is Dr. Ira Kotlik, and if you look around on this channel, there are a few videos I hope I will be moving and into the direction of producing kind of more fun, edited, elaborate videos. But for now, this is what it is. And I had a lot of these discussions with my husband that actually helped me to make this decision and to start doing these lives. My husband is a visual artist. He's a 2D animator and illustrator. And so, he's a very visual person. But when we spoke about how I can, what needs to be done, the ideas that I have, he each time would drive my attention to that what you have to say, it's important, it's wise, it's powerful. Just say it. You can write it, you can speak it, but you need, that's the content, this is the essence, not the visuals, not the other parts that make the story maybe more appealing to the human mind, more engaging, especially in this era when we are so spoiled really by a lot of content that is just available to us for free. So here I am, ready to share with you my observations from really 30 years of studying psychology, Western psychology, Eastern psychology, all the mindfulness and well-being and the holistic approach, trying to understand how can we make life on this planet more harmonious, peaceful experience for everybody. Because, and I wonder if you agree, I noticed that a lot of the problems that we experience are human-made problems, and they derive from all kinds of ideas that we have that are just making our life miserable. And I specifically talk about religion. So religion does serve a purpose. It tries to organize human lived experience in such a way that it makes sense, that we can have those practices, we can have those structures in place that will make our life more harmonious, more peaceful. If you notice, a religion often actually organizes itself around how you live as a couple, how you live as a family. It recognizes that humanity came out essentially from a couple, from one man and one woman who made love, had sex, and out of it, children were born. And our human history teaches us that the first children who were ever born to Adam and Eve had a fight, and one child killed another out of jealousy. And if you look around at the world, you will see that there is a lot of difficulty that humans experience with their own emotions as they meet the reality, and especially with the relationships with each other. If it were up to me, if I could be heard really for this next 5-10 minutes that is life, I would look into each person's eyes and I would, let's see if it continues to act, and making up all those stories. So when I look at the stories of a God that is this one entity that says that male, is superior to female and female has to obey, and that in general there are these books that are considered to be sacred and what is written there has to be followed, or else you will be punished. This is a human story. Clearly, people had experiences. Um, Clearly, people had charisma. Clearly, that there is something in these stories that resonates with a lot of people. And to me, really, the reason of why it's happening, why it's resonating, because this story brings so much devastation. How can you build a healthy society if you believe that one is superior to the other in a couple? If you oppress a woman, if she's unhappy, if she doesn't have this bond of the juicy sexual connection to this physical reality, this is what happens in the free world where a woman can, meet her partner, choose her partner, where she can change her partner if she needs to. This is what happens. She is then connected, and the man with her. Both of them are connected via this act of lovemaking. When you really intertwine as a heart and as a mind and as a physical body, deeply, 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 you blend into being one. Here you are beginning to feel what it means to have this incredible energy stream for you. Why so precious this human experience is, right? This is love, is what really ties us to, as a spirit, as a soul, to this physical reality. Otherwise, why do this life even, right? So, to me, the objective is how to liberate the human consciousness from ideas that make life miserable for the person and for the people around. Because if you oppress your partner, if you terrorize them into obedience, yes, you will be able to have sex, you will be able to come, you will be able to have some pleasure out of it, maybe even some power trip, which can be addictive. But you will never, ever experience the peaceful, poetic, gentle, magic that is possible when you live in a consensual way, where you honor the freedom of choice of the other person. You can notice that in this religious ideology, there is the desire to cover woman because her body is evoking entire cocktail of emotions and sensations and desire for a heterosexual man. And my hope and my dream is that more and more men in those places where this religious rule continues to have a hold pose within themselves in this moment. Would you want to live in a world where you're surrounded by happy, beautiful women, and learn how to regulate and how to manage it, how to work with this activation that happens in you when you are seeing an attractive woman? Because from my experience, and I'm sure a lot of guys who already live in this world and this is what they know since their birth, they can absolutely attest that, oh my goodness, it's amazing. What people learn is that, what men learn is that there is a lot of power in that sensation of activation, of realizing that this is a deep truth about themselves, that they're sexual beings. And unfortunately, somehow in all the mono religions, I really see it. Orthodox Judaism, then it kind of morphed and was a part of it streamed with Yeshua trying, one of the Jewish rabbis that is not that has been appropriated, and his teachings were packaged into Christianity. Which I can't really blame, because Jews, Judaism kind of expelled him, and was not able to accept, that idea that, God is one and it's the superior power and he's jealous and there's no other way, it's just this one way. That's the ideology that is doing disservice, really. But what I wanted to mention is that in all those approaches, religious approaches, spiritual approaches, there is idea that there is something wrong with parts of the human, especially human sexuality. It is seen as a threat, as a sin, as something that gets people in trouble. And it can, you definitely, as with anything that brings a pleasure, you can get into the addictive pattern. And it's not fun to be addicted, no matter what it is, to. If you feel that you're dependent, and your entire soul and your entire spirit and being and mind are surrounding around that thing, that, that activity that brings you pleasure, and you feel that you're not really free anymore, you're corrupted by your own desire. It's, yeah, it is unfortunate, but we can grow beyond it. And this is essentially what happens to many people in West. Yes, you have access to all these different things. Yes, you are free to practice, your sexuality in whatever way you desire. You can be in a polyamorous relationship, you can be in a monogamous relationship, you can be bisexual, you can be homosexual, you can be heterosexual, and you are safe. Now, what happens is that people begin to, and this has been happening, that people went into all kinds of corners of experience and tried different things. And eventually, mind understands and the body understands together that there must be balance. That what truly feels good, that what truly feels harmonious, is much more incredible than the pleasure that you derive, but then your life is in a chaos. Right? If you are, for example, driven by this sexual desire without being at the same time anchored into your heart, anchored into what spirit in you wants, you will not be happy. Your body, your you really as a personality will step into all those experiences where you will feel hurt. Or something as simple as imagine a guy who maybe he has a lot of money, and so he can be with different women, and he doesn't want to commit to anyone, and eventually he comes to realization that he's lonely. He does not develop deep emotional connections with anyone because he's changing partners a lot. All those experiences are recorded in the collective consciousness, and the conclusions are made. On the other hand, imagine he has a friend, and his friend decided to make a different choice. The friend, let's make this person homosexual. The friend decided to find a partner that he really connects and loves, and in their soul, they knew that they wanted this experience of a monogamous relationship. There is a lot of value in a monogamous relationship. I can talk about it in a next episode. But I wonder if you want to share your ideas. What do you think is so wonderful about monogamy? Let me know.